Ladies and gentlemen, step right up, step right up. Beyond the threshold of this theme song lies the greatest show you've ever heard. A podcast where the topic is everything our fine specimens can think of. That's right, sit on down and have yourselves a listen to GroupCast. At center stage is Casey, creator of the show and part-time llama enthusiast.
Hey, I dropped my muffin!
On a soapbox, somewhere in the hedge maze, is Lennon, the comedian with a heart made of video games.
I had a pen that wrote in invisible ink, but it died. I didn't notice for weeks.
In the acrobatics tent is Amber, part woman, part goose, part excited puppy. That's an improper fraction, folks.
I come in both solid and liquid forms.
Getting a donut in the break room is Rowles, a man who can lift 2 beer cans at once and not spill them. Sometimes.
Hey guys, what's up?
Now, without further ado, let the show begin! Hey, welcome to GroupCast, episode 123.
123? I thought it was later. Actually, I thought it was 124.
No, 123.
This episode is called The Clap.
Clap.
If I can't think of anything better, then yeah, we'll go with that.
Oh, we have an hour and a half. I think we'll go with something better.
Yeah. Man, these episodes take a really long time to make. Because...
Really?
Yeah, because the audio keeps getting desynced. And,
Oh, yeah, that's bullshit.
And there's that whole thing
I think
about...
that's you.
I don't know. No, these two are exactly the same.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, but I think I'm not saying it's those, as in the microphones for those of you listening. I think it's that.
Yeah, it could be.
He points to the computer.
Could
I
be.
think your computer is like fucking something up. In
Could
its,
be.
in its ability to record 2 things at once, and it's like, it's okay if they're a little behind, right? I mean, is that cool, guys? Can I do that? I'm going to do that.
Well, that is a high-level command for laptops to execute.
I think so, yeah.
They're not
This
really...
this computer is a technological wonder horse, though, and it's going on 3 years. So
Oh, really?
And I'm overloading the crap out of it by streaming with it.
Oh, really? Like,
Yeah.
it's like having a hard time, or?
No, it doesn't have a hard time. It's just it gets hot.
Oh, well.
Like
I
I
think
can't.
that's inevitable.
Yeah, I can't run too many Steam games, but I can run console games.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, that's not so bad then.
The only Steam game that I own that I can run with no issue is Plants vs. Zombies.
Oh, okay. Ow. Fuck. I
Do
was
you-
ready
do
to
you
pop
need help
my...
opening
No, I was
cans
ready
too?
to... I was holding this position for a long time, and eventually that starts to hurt, where
How's
my
that
finger is
work?
just under the
Treating
cap.
I was able to open it myself this time.
Yeah.
For those of you at home who want a cool, refreshing drink... Oh.
You gotta go.
It didn't pop the whole way.
I'd open mine, but you can't really hear a cap
Yeah.
untwisting.
You're a bottle. You don't use
You
shit.
it gets like really quiet. And you just
It is a nice lemonade, and it's about the time of year to start drinking that again.
hear, yeah. Rudder's stuff is just great in general
I love their green tea.
Surprisingly, I mean,
because their green tea, unlike Turkey Hill, doesn't suck.
yeah.
A lot of tea, I find, to just be pretty good, though. On the way down, we were talking about brisk. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
brisk is like the brine of teas.
It
honestly.
really is.
It's the stuff that you can buy for like $5 a gallon,
Yeah,
or like.
and you drink it, and you're like,
Yeah.
The tall cans. The tall cans.
I find I could guzzle brisk like in no time. Like,
guzzle is just a word you should never use.
Yeah, I
ever.
know, right?
Doesn't
Like-
matter the context.
like a barrel of brisk could be drank by anybody in like 20 seconds.
I can just imagine just shoving your face in, just like.
Like
Scuba gear and
but
shit.
the gas station by my house that kind of it has a shitty selection of good. Like it literally it tries to sell one of every kind of thing in the world. So you go in there and
And there's only one of
there's
everything.
like that you'll have
Better hope we restock in the
on
last
the
20
left.
minutes.
The left you'll have like you know selections for drinks, and then it'll be a thing of chips, and like the next row it'll be like dog food and stuff, and the next row it'll be like tire supplies.
oh, so it's one of those. It's those like extra convenience.
We're
Yeah.
everything.
But
kind of
it's
store.
really tiny though, so they had the brisks, like the tall cans for 99 cents.
Yeah.
And I said, well, that's the best selection I'm going to get here. That's what I went with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The amount. Yeah.
I do think that Arizona tea is the best tea, as far as like
Okay.
ones you can just get.
Okay.
Have you ever had?
I'm not an expert on this topic, unfortunately. I mean, I don't have all that much to share.
Have you ever had Fuse iced tea, half and half, where it's half lemonade, half tea.
That's pretty good.
No, it's not.
Really?
It's not?
It smells and tastes like beer with no alcohol.
Oh, Fuse. I thought you were talking about the Turkey Hill one for some reason.
No, Fuse.
I just completely brushed by Fuse. Yeah,
As-
Fuse is terrible.
As some people say, fuzzy.
They used to sell those at the vending machines at my high school, and I tried like every single one, being like, maybe this one's better. None of them were very good. They tasted like watered down flavored water, if that makes any sense.
That's
Too much
terrible.
water and not enough flavor.
You guys ever have black chai tea? I've had some black chai tea. I had tons of black chai tea.
Yes, we know.
I
It
used to
tasted
have-
like drinking cinnamon.
I know, right?
That was gross.
They were tough to get through,
I
but
had-
I did it. I did it. I had like barrels full of that shit in the back of my car, and we did it. We succeeded.
Yeah.
We got through it.
See, I don't have any problem with like Turkey Hill stuff, but then again, I'm
I
not.
don't either.
I'm not a tea drinker. Like for
A tea connoisseur.
My mom
Yeah.
works at Turkey Hill, like the actual dairy.
Oh, okay.
Where they make all of
The actual hill.
then
You
again,
know where they grow those turkeys.
then again, I usually only get the peach stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I've been-
She brings home stuff all the time and just like leaves it in the fridge, and I'll drink whatever's there.
Yeah.
They have the black tea cherry pomegranate.
Yes, that is good.
Is fucking right.
Well, just that description alone, how can you lose?
The only problem I have with Turkey Hill tea is like it's kind of like eating a hot pocket.
Yeah.
Where
Which you've done once.
Yeah, I did that once and I will never do it
You
again.
mean like where you probably shouldn't have it, but it's too good to resist?
No,
Sometimes.
more like you.
And if you put it in the microwave for more than 5 seconds, you're in trouble.
Yeah, more like it's like you drink it and you're like afterward you're thinking, no, that wasn't really a great experience. I feel
2
like
out
I
of 10
gained
would
10
not
pounds
drink
by
again.
drinking that.
For a week.
Like it's not that it's bad,
No, it's
but
okay.
it's
so
like the
it's a fun
afterward
stuff.
experience is like I could make so many better life decisions.
Question.
Yeah.
How widespread is Turkey Hill?
I don't know.
It's actually more widespread than you think.
Is it...
There's only
It's not
one in
national.
Adams County where we are right now.
It kind
Really?
of is.
Just one.
If you go outside, like if you have a Turkey Hill card, which I don't have with me, but I have one.
Okay.
On the back it says all the places you can use it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And there's like
Oh.
Kroger's. If you ever heard of those, like there's
Krieger's.
there's
They're the company that owns it. Yeah.
yeah, Kroger owns it. Down south there's like places. I think they're called Tom's or something.
Okay, yeah, I've seen
Not
those.
like
With that
those-
radical blue
not-
cat as
no,
their
not those.
mascot.
Oh yeah, Tom.
Is it Tom the Radical Blue Cat?
I've never
yeah.
actually been
Uh-huh.
in one of those
He
convenience
looks
stores.
like he jumped straight out of a shitty 90s cartoon.
Yeah, he does.
He really does.
I've only seen like the signs passing through like Maryland and
Yeah.
stuff there where they're just there and you're like, I don't think I'm ever gonna go there.
No, yeah. No.
Well, you know when you're a different part of the country when it stops being Hardee's and starts being Carl's Jr. That's when
Or
the
like
change takes
it
place.
stops
We're in
being
a foreign land now.
Or like you start seeing Stuckies.
Oh,
guys-
my God.
Where
You guys
did the
ever
Wawas go?
You guys ever been to a Stuckies?
Yes.
No, I have not.
You don't want to.
I don't want to go back to the Stuckies.
Hey, what's wrong with Stuckies?
Stuckies is a convenience store you will only find in the South.
Okay.
And they are just like the shadiest places you can ever visit.
Okay.
You don't want to go there.
It sounds like the floors are real sticky.
No, they're stucky.
They're stucky, yes. Yeah.
Oh god, they're horrendous. They're terrifying.
To go back to the drink conversation. Here's something I never understood. How does Sunny D even have a market? when we have orange juice.
It's
Yeah.
got vitamin C, and that's pretty much
Yeah.
all we have going for us.
It's
To
not
quote-
even orange juice.
No, it's not.
orange drink.
Yeah, it's a lunch drink.
To quote a shitty comedian who I used to think was very funny, Kyle Cease, he had a joke where every Sunny Delight commercial was exactly the same, where some guy opens up their like it's like 4 kids. They open up the one kid's fridge and like, what do you guys drink? And he's got, well, we got some gravy, some purple stuff. Oh, Sunny D! It's like, is there any lead in your water? Because I hate all of those things. Like, it doesn't make Sunny D a better option if all of your options are worse than Sunny D. I like the taste of orange juice and baby medicine. Can we combine this? I love the taste of a fat clown's asshole.
Dave Chappelle actually had a take on that too, where he said they open it up. There's always there's a black kid, a white kid, a couple white kids. Like they always have the mixed group of people. They open it up. We have purple stuff, like you said, purple stuff,
Yeah.
soda, Sunny D, and then it's like Sunny D's meat with black. It's like, I want that purple stuff.
Have you
Purple
ever-
drink.
Those I don't know if they still do these commercials for Sunny D, but they used to have like Sunny D appear on these commercials like the most dangerous element of all time.
Really?
Where it's like they have the kids have the Sunny D bottle and it's like banging around by itself and you're like, what is this?
Oh, that's right. And there's like
And
orange.
it's like-
There's like orange lights just firing like it's a Rush
You
concert.
open up the cap and it goes
Bam! Yeah,
Whoa!
it's like a supernova goes off inside this bottle.
Their slogan was "Unleash the power of the sun." And like, really?
Yeah, I don't think
Or
so.
the one
Yeah.
where they surf.
Use
on
solar
TV.
beam.
Yeah.
It is
I thought
literally
Nova was the
liquid
only one
sun.
who could do
Liquid
that.
sun.
Yeah,
Another.
I was gonna say,
I could be Sam Wilson right now.
I can top
a
that
Bible
right
joke.
now. Do you remember the old Capri Sun commercial?
I was just gonna talk about that. How they turn into like
Where they
chrome.
got
they turn into like silver
they,
surfer.
yeah, they get hit by like a wave of mercury, just pure mercury.
That's
Yeah.
actually a little known fact. They actually turn into Silver Surfer for the NES.
So they like die every 2 seconds.
That would be awesome if there was a Silver Surfer game sponsored by Capri Sun.
Where they just turn into chrome.
Yeah. Oh god.
They've had games sponsored by weirder things. Wasn't there the
This
most?
episode of the podcast is brought to you by shitty food and drink.
Remember Cool Spot, guys?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I actually had that video game.
That
for
game's decent.
It
For the
is.
Genesis, right?
No, well, Genesis and Super Nintendo. I think.
Oh, okay, cool. I played it on
Yeah.
the Genesis. I thought it was always a decent game.
Yeah, I had that, and I had
Where you
Hook.
flick bubbles at hermit crabs.
Yo!
Nothing is what it seems.
Like, what is he supposed to be exactly?
He's the red dot. You know, on like
Yeah, I
7
know,
Up
but,
logos.
like,
he's
he's cool
just
dot.
the
He's just
dot.
the dot.
He's the dot with like
spot.
shades for like Sunglass Hut.
And
Because
that,
he
ma-
has to be cool.
and that, and that makes him cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh!
Well, you got to remember he was a '90s mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody,
Everybody
had
was
sunglasses.
cool just
Chester
by having
Che-
sunglasses.
Chester
Cheeto.
Toms.
Yeah, Toms. Yeah, exactly. Oh man, for some reason I just remember this commercial of 7-Up where it was like 4 or 5 cool spots with chainsaws, and they just like carve a 7-Up bottle out of ice.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was pretty cool.
My favorite.
That and the 6 gold coins commercial
Oh,
where
yeah.
Wario just berates you for like
Yeah.
a minute.
Obey Wario, destroy Mario. That was terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Whereas it's just, he's in a vortex
Yep.
of freedom.
Yep. That's a good game. That's a hell of a game, by the way.
It's a very strange game.
It does weird shit, but it's a good game. First
sounds
Let's Play
like-
I ever did, by the way.
Yeah.
Those videos don't exist anymore.
Yeah. You're drinking that Coke there. That reminds me of those commercials where it's apparently the way to befriend polar bears. You give them a nice, refreshing bottle of
Yeah.
Coca-Cola.
I always like the joke from our friend Kyle Cease, who has a joke about owning a polar bear. He's like, he hasn't drank any of the Coke. He can't get the bottles open. Maybe I should have got a twist off. I don't know.
So,
My
Kyle
dog is
Cease,
missing.
Can he only count to 6?
What?
Can he only count to 6? This was a huge stretch. I just wanted to see what would happen.
I don't get it.
Cease in French is 6.
Oh, okay.
I tried. It was worth a try. Didn't go very
When
far.
I talked about the guy with the Coke bottle, did I say Kyle Cease or Kyle Works?
You said Kyle Cease.
You said
Kyle
Kyle
Works.
Cease.
It's totally Kyle
I was saying
Works. Yeah.
Kyle Cease isn't our friend.
No, he's not.
Yeah, you
You're in
already
your
mentioned
mind.
Kyle
He's
Cease.
kind of a douchebag, I've heard.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I had the most old man of old men at work the other day.
Yay.
Listen, this is what this guy did.
All right.
It's exactly what we talked about old men doing. Like when you hit a certain age and you just have candy. Like, he reached into his pocket to give me change and pulled out nothing but Werther's Originals.
It's the best candy
6
ever.
of them.
You like
You're
some
old.
Werther's Originals?
You are old. You're officially old. It was awesome. I just wanted to mention that. That's all I
You
had.
want to pay with that?
No, I don't think so.
I'll
Although I
take-
would have accepted the payment.
I'll take that Snickers candy bar if I'll give you some Werther's Original for it.
there's your Originals.
There was a Game Grumps episode recently where they were talking about old people on flights and how every time
Oh,
Aaron
yeah.
is next to someone who smells really bad.
Yeah, the smelly old people. Oh, they're the
Where
worst.
he's like, I was sitting next to an old one. I'm like, all right, maybe I'll finally break the chain. And then she goes, and I'm like, oh god.
Halitosis.
Yeah, that.
Welcome back to GroupCast, Grumps.
I forgot what the word was.
GroupCast.
GroupCast.
That should be their podcast.
Grumps.
How's that not a thing for them yet?
Group Grumps.
I don't know.
I want off that podcast.
In the same way, they should stream stuff because
That'd be cool. I've talked about it, but they've never done it.
We've talked about how great Twitch is compared to YouTube.
Oh, dude.
Twitch is so much better.
Since the was it? No, it was not since the last podcast. I did a stream with you,
Yeah,
and it was the best time ever.
yep. It was great.
It was amazing. I'd love to do it again, just because the times we had,
Yeah.
where it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the quality didn't come out it was fine. Like,
Yeah.
you could hear our voices and everything.
Yeah, but you dropped a lot of frames.
It-
Welcome to my internet.
I wasn't dropping frames. It was just
It
lagging.
was laggy as fuck. Welcome to my internet.
But it was weird because it was like lag on a timer, where it would be smooth for like 5 seconds, then it would lag for a second, and then it would be smooth for 5 seconds, and over and over and over.
That's
again.
weird.
Yeah.
I wonder what causes that.
I have no idea.
Buffering. Buffalo. Buffalo caused that. That's a real sentence.
It is.
Yes,
Yeah.
it
I
is.
said it.
Yeah.
So there's
It's a
something
dumb
that
fucking sentence,
there's
but it's a
something
real
that
sentence.
I'm very excited to talk about, and I bet you know what it is.
Probably.
Yooka-Laylee. Did you guys hear about this?
Oh, Jambo Gazoomi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were exactly right. It is
What?
exactly Banjo-Kazooie.
I told you it was gonna be.
I didn't-
It's just like how Mighty Number 9 totally is not
Yeah.
Mega Man.
Yeah.
You guys can't see this who are
But it
listening,
isn't.
but
I'm gonna
I'll
look
put
it
it
up
in the
too.
links.
I'm gonna
Here,
find
I have
this.
it as my background. This is what they look like.
Yeah, I saw.
Oh, it's a lizard and a bat?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
I gotta find this.
It's pretty cool.
I bet if you hold
what
down
are they
Z,
called again?
I bet if you hold down Z and jump, the bat will help you do a backflip too.
What's
Platonic
Alright.
Games.
Yeah,
They're doing a Kickstarter.
yeah.
And would you like
What
to
does that
guess
sound
how
like?
many pounds they've raised so far? Last I checked, it's probably
64.
A ton.
1,600,000 pounds.
Yeah, right.
Last I checked. Let me check what it is right now.
Do you like that joke? How many pounds did they raise? A ton.
I knew you were going to say that. It was so predictable. I thought of it before you even said it.
Yooka-Laylee?
Okay, no, I was wrong. Yeah.
Yooka-Laylee! That's cool.
1,233,774 as of right now. They have 44 days left, and they've
Are
already.
they gonna make it?
They were going for a goal of like $76,000 or pounds,
Uh-huh.
and no, 175,000 pounds.
Okay.
And they hit that, and they hit
Oh
more
my-
and more and more and more.
Oh my god, that logo.
Yeah, I know. It looks exactly like Banjo-Kazooie.
It's literally the same font.
It's
It's
the
literally the
same
same font.
That's what it looks like.
It's the same gold outline on the letters.
So here's what I know about this so far.
It's split
Oh,
into
well,
two things.
they got
with
more-
hyphens.
They got about $100 more as I've been looking at this page.
That is amazing.
So yeah, as far as I'm aware, Grant Kirkhope's working on the music with David Wise.
Damn right.
David Wise is the guy who did Donkey Kong Country's music.
Just re-instrumentations of the Banjo-Kazooie music, please. Just
Yeah,
pitch everything
They're
up.
also once they reach
That's clever. That's
1.5 million, they're going to do an orchestral version of the music instead
Nice.
of.
So we have that to look forward to.
Yeah,
We'll
which is
bring
nice.
that.
Yeah, because they still have 44 days to
Yeah.
go. This started 2 days ago, and that's how much money they raised.
I'm looking at the comments, and somebody posted this awesome picture of a Noibat riding on a Kecleon.
And it's amazing. I checked their Twitter page, the Playtonics Twitter page, and like already the fan art is just zooming in.
That's zooming.
It's zooming.
That's
Zooming.
awesome.
I want to read to you like I signed up for both their email alerts and I backed the project because they're releasing it for both.
Yeah.
They're releasing it for both Steam
Okay.
and the the major consoles.
All right.
All three of them.
I
So
know
like
it's.
next gen, like
Yeah.
Xbox One, PS4,
Yep.
Wii U.
It's coming out in October 2016.
That's what I was about to ask. Is there a release date? Okay,
Yep.
that's cool.
And
I don't think that game's going to be a success at all.
I hope that's sarcasm.
It says rare.
I love their email alerts because they're just cheeky as fuck.
Oh, that's
Like a small child saturated with any energy drinks, our Kickstarter campaign
or
just-
Sunny D.
just won't stop moving, and it's clattered through another 2 stretch goals and a lounge table. Awesome.
I bet
pretty
Kirkhope writes those.
He is cheeky as fuck.
He is.
From-
He absolutely is. I liked him when he was on that fucking live stream at AGDQ. And
yeah.
he's like, how fast do you beat this game? And they're like, I don't know, like 2.5 hours. Oh, so like a little faster than John Drum.
Yeah. He
took
did
like
12 hours. I'm so excited for this, though. When they had their like signing up for their email alerts for a subscription, they're like, you want to tell us how excited you are for this game? And it's like, not at all, marginally, a little bit, very. I cannot contain my excitement. And I clicked that one.
I put not at all and then pledged 50,000.
Just trying to spite motherfuckers.
I'm like, I'm the CEO of Rare.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rare doesn't exist anymore, I don't think.
Good.
No,
they do Connect Sports and shit.
Yeah,
Well,
they're the Xbox Live's bitch.
Considering half their team is gone, it's really not Rare anymore.
Yeah.
It's like
when I did the Banjo-Kazooie How to Play, and I had the mountain of Rareware games. Like, it was literally like a stone pyramid, and I had Rareware games popping out of it. I had to, I looked up a list of stuff they did to find the games. God damn, these last couple of years have been shit.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
They really hit their mark with the N64.
Yeah, and
They
it hasn't
really
been
did,
the same since.
Nah. But they can fuck off now.
Well,
Yeah, but that's because Microsoft bought them.
I don't know if that's why.
Well,
but
it has a lot to do with it, I think.
yeah, it could be, I guess.
I think they lost the rights to make, like, Banjo games, maybe? I'm not sure if that's...
Banjo 3E happened, and we all know where that got us.
Right.
That might be why they stopped. In fairness to them.
Yeah.
They need to take the advice of Naughty Dog and just be incapable of making a bad game.
Well, that's the ideal process, isn't it?
Naughty Dog made Crash Bandicoot, Uncharted, The Last of Us.
Yeah, that's a hell of a stretch, honestly.
And I know you don't like Crash Bandicoot, but you have to.
I'm not a fan, but I appreciate the fandom. And
well, it's good as it is because it was one of the first 3D platformers ever.
Yeah.
So,
but does that make it good?
I think it makes it a lot simpler
Does
than...
it make it iconic?
If
there could be a difference.
I think it's iconic,
things.
but then again, that's just me as a fan of the series.
Just because it's iconic doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah.
Right.
If you want to play a Crash game, just play 2, though. Like, there's no reason to play 1, honestly.
Yeah. Crash Bandicoot 1 takes...
Because 2 and 3 just improved on it.
Is a lot like a lot of famous video game series where it's not bad, it's just the ones that come after it are better.
They improved on themselves, and it made the series worthwhile.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, it should be.
It's got a lot of people attracted to furries, so you can't go wrong, right?
There you go. Success.
That's an audience you don't lose.
Yeah, I had a friend who like openly admitted to being a furry often.
Often?
Yeah. And I was interested once when he told me about this, and I was like, where did that come from? Like, how did that come about? And he's like, well, I was watching The Great Mouse Detective. You know that famous Disney movie? Great Mouse Detective. And he said...
I'd fuck that mouse.
I said, what if I were a mouse detective?
Apparently there were, like, these mouse strippers, or, like, chorus line girls, something like that, and he's like, yeah, those are hot. I'm gonna be a furry now. I'm like, okay. Alright, sure, go with that.
Whatever. My opinion on stuff like that is, whatever.
Now it's
just fuck off. I don't care. Whatever.
It's gone even further now, though, through people on Tumblr who are becoming... identifying themselves as other kin.
Oh yeah, I've seen
I was born a wolf,
I'm
but
sorry.
I'm unfortunately a human being.
I'm sorry, what?
It's
like it's some of the dumbest shit.
They were born a human, but they feel like they have the spirit of another creature inside them. So they're like, when they talk in conversation, it would be like, I said hello. They'd be like, I meowed hello.
Yeah,
I've gotten real deep into it.
I saw when you posed that. It was stupid shit. I think it was on the Drunken Peasants. I think it was TJ who said on an episode, like, I had a friend who swore up and down he was a dragon. It's like,
It's one of those, yeah.
I don't understand that at all.
Yeah. He had a reason, quote unquote, and I don't remember what it was, unfortunately.
It's like you want to go into...
On that episode, he says.
It's like you want to go into the Tumblr world. Just make sure you have a lifeline. Like, you pull yourself back out.
So that reminds me real quick. since we're doing our drunkisode in 2 weeks.
Oh, that's
now.
2 weeks. I thought it was next week.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Because
God, I'm all off by one number.
it would have been next week, but I don't turn 21 until Sunday.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Like next Sunday?
Next Sunday.
As in Age of Ultron Day?
Age of Google Ultron
Yes.
Google Ultron?
Depends on when you guys are going.
Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday,
Next week,
Sunday.
the 10th.
Yep, that's my
So-
birthday.
so-
Okay, cool.
I'll
bring
see
the
what I'm
gin.
doing. I might not be able to go, but I'll try.
Okay.
You bring the tonic.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's 2 weeks from now. We're gonna have Amber, myself, Dave, and Erica.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
And we've
I
defined.
forgot Dave was on.
We're the two of us are starting to devise some drinking games in which anytime Erica references
I was gonna
Tumblr,
say that.
Oh my
Anytime
God.
Erica
she
does-
drinks.
You guys ready to go to the hospital?
Anytime Erica mishears something.
Oh, you're done.
What about
Just dial
anytime?
911
What about
and
anytime? And I love her; she's a good friend. What about anytime Erica interrupts your conversation? Everybody
some
just
inane
I
bullshit.
feel like it shouldn't just be her that drinks because she will be drunk before any of us.
Well, yeah, and that will only accelerate every of these stipulations we've already mentioned.
you're pouring lighter fluid onto a volcano.
Yeah, pretty
Oh,
much.
man.
It's gonna be fun though. I'm looking forward
Oh,
to it.
yeah, and speaking. Well, before we get too far off the topic, I saw today that Avengers: Age of Ultron
Yes.
Day 1 made $84.5 million.
Oh my god.
It made
How does that
something
stack
like-
up on opening box office for everything?
You know, I have no idea. I just happened to catch this
I
figure.
feel like
I just caught this figure right before we left, and I'm like, I should probably mention
think-
this because that's incredibly impressive.
I think. No, I'm not completely sure about this because it's heard on the podcast in the car. But Matt Atchity of Rotten Tomatoes, which is a great movie site to go to.
Oh, yes, it is.
I mean, it's the best probably critic site out there in my opinion. But he said like the international release is up to 200 million or something,
wow.
something ridiculous like that.
that is like the coolest. I've
Yeah.
heard. I'm avoiding as much as possible,
Right.
very successfully. I have not seen any of the
Yeah.
trailers,
Me either.
just because
I saw
I
one.
know who's in it. I
Yeah,
know the characters
exactly.
who make an appearance, and that's all I know. I kind of wish I didn't know that, just for
Yeah.
the hell of it.
Yeah.
But from what the only thing that I've actually seen from somebody, I don't remember who, it's that the second one is somehow better than the first one.
Really?
So it's apparently fucking awesome. The first Avengers was the only movie I've ever seen in the theaters more than once. I think I saw it twice.
I never
Yeah.
saw it in theaters. I saw it once on a laptop. But
It's amazing, isn't it?
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I was expecting that movie to be nothing but like pure unadulterated comic book movie type action, but it wasn't.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was
well, if
very-
you've seen any Marvel movie in the last like
Very
5 years,
plot
you should have
heavy.
seen
Well,
that
I
wasn't
haven't.
the
I
case.
haven't seen all of
We
it.
actually had a conversation about it at the time. It did what it needed to do, where the Avengers notoriously are the most dysfunctional group of superheroes that have ever been put together.
Yeah.
So they show them like fighting with amongst themselves and stuff. Basically, I have the theory that Captain America's only there to keep everybody else on the straight and narrow.
yeah. Without him, the whole thing would fall apart.
Yeah. So I've kind of done the same thing. I just saw the one trailer where it's kind of teasing characters and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, there's 3 shimmering blades. Is it Wolverine? It's like, no, it's probably not Wolverine. They haven't
No,
done that.
probably.
They don't own the
not.
rights to Wolverine.
That
Yeah,
would be
exactly.
nice. That would be nice. Probably Panther.
Yeah,
I think he.
That's
Has,
what
I
I think
think.
it was.
I think he does 3 daggers between.
Yeah,
the fingers
that's
like
what he
that.
does.
Yeah.
That's
so
who
yeah,
it is.
that's definitely who it is. I saw a great video from this guy like Jack's Films who did. He did a video.
He did Kermit
He put out
things.
on Monday. It was the Avengers: Age of Ultron end credits scene, and it was one of those dopey animations that he
Yeah.
has people do, and it was Thor and Iron Man just going back and forth like, "Hey man, I really liked you. You did a good job out there." It's like, "Oh yeah, you did a good job too." Sometimes I wish I were a god. Sometimes I wish I were a machine. No man, you avenge way better than me. No man, you're so much more of a better Avenger. And then and then I go, we should totally hang out sometime. Like, yeah, I think that'd be great. And Captain America shows up like, hey guys, can I hang out too? And they're like, no, Captain America, get out of here. And then he just like frowns and it says Captain America 3 Civil War.
Captain America.
It's
Am
fucking
I
great.
right? Am I right? I'm right.
So speaking of
Yeah, he is actually super lame, honestly, as a superhero.
yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's just America. You were
If you
saying.
can take his shield, you haven't won, but you got an edge.
Speaking of Marvel, Netflix, I don't know if you've seen, released Daredevil as
Yeah.
a TV show.
I saw one episode.
I'm almost done. It's actually
It's
really
apparently
good.
pretty cool.
It's
I
really
watched like
good.
the first 5.
The movie
Yeah.
I heard sucked.
The
Well, the movie does suck. 'Cause
is
the
terrible.
The movie was done before Marvel was like, all right, seriously,
Yeah.
we need to make a
It
good
was like,
movie.
what, 2005 or something like that?
I think so.
They had
yeah.
Batfleck in
And
it.
then they made the Hulk, and then they said, no, seriously, guys.
The Hulk with all those split screens, and that was really weird.
I never saw either of the Hulk movies. 'Cause The
Nostalgic-
Hulk was lame.
Nostalgia Critic does a good
The
review.
Hulk is lame.
Does a good review of the Daredevil film
Yeah, he did
and
a
the
very
worst
good job
parts
on
of
that.
it. Like,
It's something. I mean, Ryan Reynolds just does not have a good track record at this point. He was Daredevil and he was Green Lantern, and he failed both times.
Well, now he's Deadpool. So.
he wasn't Daredevil.
He wasn't?
No,
That was Ben Affleck.
Oh!
Which you're not looking at a much better track record.
Yeah,
Ben
no,
Affleck
no.
and his giant chin.
No, he was Green Lantern, and that movie kind of sucked him.
Yeah.
But that was DC,
Yeah.
so you can't really fault
No,
Marvel for
DC,
DC
they
has-
want to be Marvel so bad.
DC
in the
has
movies.
Batman, and that's it.
Pretty much.
that. Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I had a challenge for myself the other day that I could not complete, which was name, was it 5 or 10? I think it might have just been 5. Rowles, I'm going to give you this challenge because I know you guys couldn't do it. I want you to name 5 DC villains. None of them can be Batman. Go.
All right, Lex Luthor,
Uh-huh.
Mr. Mixelplix. I'm going.
God.
I'm going straight Superman for this.
Okay.
Bizarro Superman, if that counts.
I guess.
Black Manta from
Oh, that's a good one.
Solomon Grundy. Now I'm back in my
That's
soup.
Grundy's Batman.
Okay, let me go back into the Justice League
Yeah.
Cartoon.
Yeah.
I'll find somebody
Oh, okay.
else.
Well, then you probably have an advantage.
Yeah. Oh, Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Superman, the guy who killed Superman.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's fine.
Well, there you go then. Not bad.
Well,
Or just literally the end of the world because everyone dies.
yeah.
So that's
Well,
technically a villain.
Yeah, that's true.
I read it on my last day of work. One of the kids had a the Death of Superman book, and I read that. And I put it down. I was like, "Yep." Just leave it at that.
Finally.
Good.
And it's the day that Superman died.
Huh?
And
See, I
that's like
couldn't
the
name
last
5.
one.
I had
Yeah.
Darkseid.
You really have to go Superman villains.
You do? Yeah, you
That's
do.
the only way you can.
Yeah.
Isn't there I don't even know if it's a villain or a hero or what, but isn't there one where it's like Batman and Superman stitched together down the center?
Not that I'm aware of.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know about that.
You might be
but
talking about a Batman versus Superman trailer poster. I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure this exists somewhere. I'm gonna look it up.
That would be a good poster.
I know where I
Yeah.
can find it though, because
Okay,
Game Theory did a video about it.
Oh, okay.
He talked about there was a Lego Batman game that I bought because it looked really cool,
Oh.
and it was really good.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of game theory, did you catch his Five Nights at Freddy's whole? He's working on a series. I think the next part comes out tomorrow.
Maybe.
Are we talking about
Okay.
Matt Pat?
Yeah.
Game Theory? Okay.
Yeah, he put out a video last week, and it was part 1, and it's the entire Five Nights at Freddy's lore.
Yeah.
It's split into 2 different videos because it had to be. Apparently, I mean, the first one's like 17 minutes to start with.
Yeah.
And he barely even gets into any of the games. Like, he's talking all pre-game events that took place
Yeah,
in
like,
this video. And
I
it's actually
saw
cool shit.
I saw the first one where he's like talking about this is how we date the games because if you look real close at the paycheck, like
Right.
number 2's before number 1's date. And
Oh,
all
I
this
think
stuff.
this is something.
I mean,
about
there's a
last
new
week.
one too. I know,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
saw the
I
first
I
one.
think
Yeah,
it's I think it's super funny how he makes this video. Is like, this game doesn't need a 4th game. It doesn't need it. Wraps up so perfectly. Next fucking day, 4th game's announced.
Did you see my video that I
did.
did on it?
I did see that. That's
Yeah.
magnificent.
Yeah, fuck that.
To me, it's like I made the joke with London. It's like I'm a big fan of the Friday the 13th series.
Yeah.
It's like after the first 4, number 4, the death of Jason. That's the subtitle on it. Number 5, Jason lives.
Wow.
No, we don't need to do that.
No.
Doesn't Jason not show up in those movies until like the 3rd one?
He's not in the first one.
He's not in the first one. It's his mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in the second one though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the kids they keep going to Camp Crystal. Like, we're
They
gonna
should
go
stop
smoke.
going there.
We're gonna go smoke and have smoke weed and have sex on Camp Crystal Lake. Let's never mind the 6 people that have already died doing this same exact activity.
So the thing I was thinking of is composite Superman.
Oh, I have heard of that.
Yeah, it is, in fact, Batman and Superman stitched together halfway, like, directly down the center.
Is it a villain or a hero?
It is a supervillain, an enemy of both Superman and Batman. What a surprise.
DC, I mean...
Yeah, they're kind of jokes.
I'm looking at... I'm not even reading. I'm just, like, picking out different sentences in this, like, this description. I'm seeing, like, he would expose their secret identities, which he learned via telepathy. Found out about this that he had hidden in the Batcave using his shape-shifting ability to impersonate a Joker statue while the plan was being made. Like, what is this?
Oh my god.
Comic books, everybody.
He is OP.
Yeah, it seems to be. And yet he still can't win. That's the thing. That's what I hate.
So wait, if he's half Batman and half Superman, does that mean he wins half the time?
No. No, it means he has all the superpowers and none of the superpowers at the same time.
He is an improper fraction.
He is, yes. He's like dividing by zero.
Just shoot him with a kryptonite bullet.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is the answer to end this.
Shoot his parents with a kryptonite bullet. Done. He's done. That's
You've
it.
covered all the bases.
Yeah. So, go back to Five Nights. Five Nights 4.
Yes.
Why? But
Yeah.
I accept it. My thought is... My reaction is, no. But also... Alright, whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's probably how the horror movies go too.
Yeah.
Like when they said Friday the 13th number 5, people went, "Really? You're gonna go see it, right?" Yeah. Oh yeah, totally, totally. Somebody posted on my Facebook wall this Five Nights at Freddy's conspiracy that was going around.
Okay.
So Scott Cawthon on his website is known for not just posting these teaser images,
right?
But also, if you hit like view source to see the page source, there's usually another hint within that somewhere.
Interesting.
And I forget where in the text it was, but somewhere there was a bunch of 8s and 7s around, which people go, "Oh, what are 7, whatever." Except not everybody thought of that. They thought it means something.
Okay.
So what they did was they went to Google Maps and typed in 8 and 7 somehow, the 8s and 7s coordinates.
Okay.
And it came out to a place in Virginia. A fucking pizza place.
Wow.
See, I really love that kind of super conspiracy stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, we're reaching people.
Well, also, another thing that made it like seem like maybe it's an actual thing, 3 weeks prior to Cawthon announcing Five Nights 4, there was a review of the place that's like, yeah, it's pretty good, except for the robot fox that bit a guy. So they're like, it means something. So people were endlessly berating this pizza place with phone calls, being like, what do you know? And it got to the point where Cawthon had to make an actual official like Twitter page and shit like that. Like he didn't want to do any of that stuff. And he eventually just made one that said, "Stop fucking calling these people. They're nothing."
It's just a wild, wild coincidence.
Yeah.
It's just like a mom and pop's pizza shop or something.
It is.
They're just trying everything. They have phone calls nonstop. Picking up, hello, it's today's special is the Stromboli. They're like, what do you know about Five Nights?
Five
Oh, they
nights?
come after 5 days. I don't know. Oh my god. Also in video game news, unfortunately,
I was going to say, there's
fucking
depressing news.
Silent Hills is canceled.
Ah.
The PT game.
Guillermo-
PT, the game.
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro and...
That would be a game you would enjoy.
Oh, PT? Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
This is a
The
game.
dreams that would come out of that.
Yeah. That was fun to animate, that animation. But anyway, this is a game in which you walk down a hallway, then you go into the basement, then you're in the same hallway, and shit just changes as you go. There is a fetus in the sink, and it talks in a very deep voice sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's a whole, like, backstory just by walking down the same hallway over and over again. And sometimes there's a lady. Sometimes that lady tries to kill you. Sometimes she gets it.
I think every time she gets it.
Yeah, yeah.
Very Silent Hill.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Well,
really
yeah,
takes the
that's
atmosphere.
the fucking point.
Well, here's my thing. It was
You know that
a...
Silent Hill games? So much like Fatal Frame. It was really weird.
Here's the thing. It sucks that this is canceled, obviously.
Yes.
But it had the partnership of Kojima, who since has left Konami, that might be why it was
That's
canceled.
probably why.
He's the guy who directed many Metal Gear Solid games, and
Right.
I think he was kind of like Sakurai and just kind of wanted to try to do something else.
Maybe.
But
Do you think now he's going to start a Kickstarter and make a game that's not Metal Gear?
maybe.
There seems to be a trend of, like, has-been developers being like, let's make something new with Kickstarters. And everybody's like, yay!
Well, it's because
He
people
wanted to
want to see another iteration of a game that they love, but
Yeah.
the companies aren't willing to make them.
Which is too bad, because that happens way too often.
Yeah.
No.
And it seems to be quite
Capcom.
clear. People want to see them.
Yeah,
Capcom. Update
What, you want more
Marvel,
Mega Man?
please.
Well, I guess we're gonna stop making Mega Man.
Well, Konami, they actually did put out. I was playing 2 games on the two Metal Gear Solids on the 360 recently. They actually did put out more content of it, but he basically handed it over to somebody else because he wanted to be done with the series after 2. It's just kind of a weird modern art, postmodernism thing going on.
Yeah.
But like, no, we want more war games. So he's like, okay, here you go. Kind of wrote them. But he left, and I also had Guillermo del Toro, the horror director, was like doing writing for Silent Hills,
Yeah.
and it kind of sucks that it's not coming to fruition. Obviously,
It would have been
'cause
an amazing
it's
game.
like there's too many chefs in the kitchen, maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah,
Just about, yeah.
I don't know. It's sad. Yeah, we still
It
have
is a shit. I mean,
we still have the first Silent Hill games to
If,
play. I
if
guess.
PT was an indication of what that whole game was going to be like,
Yeah,
holy fuck.
it was perfect. It was
that
perfect.
was going to be like horror game of the century,
Yeah.
I think.
And now we don't have. We'll have to look for.
Well, we can just play
other
Five Nights.
horror game of the sometime.
We can just play Five Nights 6 when that drops. I'm
Exactly.
sure.
I have.
Well, this one is supposedly the final chapter.
Why don't they make
Probably.
five Nights games and each? I mean,
You know, that would. I think if Cawthon said, "I'm going to do a 5th one," for 5 nights, people would be like,
25 nights of
"Okay,
Freddy's.
I think
Yeah.
all right, that makes sense, I guess."
Yeah.
25. It's a
final
month. It's
chapter.
1 month at Freddy's instead.
1 month. That's a hell of a game.
Yeah, you guys don't want to even know what happens in 5 Nights 24.
It's like that one awesome video that this guy I follow on YouTube did, where he's a big Marvel vs. Capcom person, and
All
he
right.
was doing. Once he ran out of Marvel vs. Capcom 3 stuff to do, he started going back to like the X-Men vs. Street Fighter,
Okay.
the game, the arcade machines and stuff like that, and doing his stuff with those. And his plot line outside of reviewing the game was that he went back to the past and had to learn how to use all these characters again and shit like that.
Okay.
It was really cool. But then they ended up accidentally going to the future for a little while, and there's a strategy guide for like Marvel vs. Capcom 8, and they're like, we look once and then we never talk again. And they open up, they're like, oh, and that's where the video ends. So it was pretty fucking awesome.
That's too bad. It's never gonna happen.
I know, right? How
It
nice
could.
would that be?
Disney
Sometimes, I do have a little
Disney-
bit of faith on it.
Disney isn't stupid about making money.
Yeah.
No, they're
Like
not.
they might be willing to do something.
Yeah, but Disney
Yeah.
is a lot like Nintendo, in which they're like, we're not going to listen to whatever you guys have to say.
That's true.
We're going to make something, you guys are going to like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Disney tried to do with Marvel, when they said, okay, so Marvel vs. Capcom, get rid of that. We're gonna make a new Marvel fighting game, and people went, ooh, okay, this ought to be interesting. It's iOS only, and everyone, we're done, we're out, we're good, we're out. And I've seen footage of the game, and it looks like shit.
Yeah.
It looks
Too
like
bad.
one of those games where you could win just by fucking tapping the screen all day, and you would win. Yeah.
I feel like they're just using the frozen corpse of Walt Disney and just like tapping buttons, being like, here's what we're going to do with
They
this.
like have his arm by the elbow, they're just like slapping it on buttons. That's how we coded this game.
Great Overlord Walt, what do we do now? And they just like quickly like grab his hand and like type something out and like, excellent, great Lord Walt, we will get right on that right
He's
away.
like the Stephen Hawking of Disney.
Yeah, except he
They
doesn't talk
unfreeze.
because he's fucking dead.
They unfreeze him. It's like on Family Guy. They unfreeze him. He's like, are the Jews gone yet? No. Put me back in.
That's terrible.
Because he was a horrible.
terrible,
Walt Disney
yeah.
was actually a horrible anti-Semite.
Yeah.
Horribly anti-Semitic.
Kind of like Frank Norris, which is
Oh, kill the Jews! Ha-ha. That's what happened.
That's terrible.
which is getting into my other topic that I have.
Kill the Jews?
No.
I miss podcasting.
This podcast is brought to you by anti-Semitism.
Start killing the Jews.
Why do Jews get all the slack? Seriously. There was a time during the Renaissance where just the entirety of Europe is like, yeah, we don't really like Jews. You guys should just leave. And so they kicked all the Jews out of Europe.
And they're like,
What the fuck, Europe?
we're God's chosen people. Tired of hearing it.
We're choosing you to get the fuck out.
They're like Canada. They're like the do good.
I love this. I don't know what the ending of this is. I really don't care yet. I just want to say I love the analogy. You know how the Jews are like Canada?
This is Europe's perception of them at the time. Following my line of thought, where this is Canada to us. They're the do-good little brother that does no wrong, and the Queen of England goes to visit. She never comes here.
Okay. So I have a bit of a story. Okay, so in one of my classes...
Can the title of this episode be How the Jews Are Like Canada?
Absolutely.
I don't think that's a good idea,
Well,
honestly.
came up with
I
a better
think,
title.
yeah,
We'll offend two groups of people.
I think it should be Radical Blue Cat.
We'll
Oh, I like both. I'm not saying I have
Radical
any.
blue Jews.
Radical blue
Because
Canadian
if there's
cat
one thing
invades
we know
kids.
about Amber, she doesn't like orange Jews, but she does like blue Jews.
And red.
What about raspberry Jews?
That's not an option.
Just an entire rainbow.
Were you just
of
like?
Jew.
Was that when you had that
Jubo.
really bad whatever it
The
was?
story behind that was...
It's a fighting style, isn't it, Jubo?
The story behind that was that I was sick, I had strep, and I was in bed, and I have this app called Helium Booth, which is a bad app to have because you literally just like say things and make a video, and it makes like it distorts your face like Photo Booth does, and then it also distorts your voice. You can either make it sound like a robot, a chipmunk, or a bear. So
Or all
high,
three.
low, or robotic.
Somebody made millions to make that.
So, Wes texted me and said that I should drink orange juice, but he used voice to text, and it typed out orange juice. So I sent him back that I don't like orange juice, I like blue juice and red juice, but orange Jews are gross because they tried to tan too much.
What about white Jews?
That wasn't an option!
America.
Well, they're white, of course they're good. I didn't say that.
I do, before you start your story, I do
Okay.
have a story about Canada, and it's super quick, so...
Okay.
It's
Oh,
hilarious.
yeah.
Little Canada stories.
So I'm trying to get out of Planet Fitness because they're fuckheads, and they
They're
literally
chicken
are.
heads.
They're literally fuckheads.
Literally.
Yeah.
Their heads are fuck.
Yeah, they are. So I was just looking up like salon jobs where I could be like a receptionist because that's what I want to eventually actually be in a salon. So why not start
Right.
now? And I looked up like the one of the biggest corporations in the country is Regis because they own like everything. So I went.
Joy,
wife Joy and I, we go there all the time.
we own every salon in America.
So I went on their website.
Salon.com.
Regis.
That's something different entirely.
I hate that
And
site.
so they
A lot of
had
people do.
two options of picking of how to find the job that you want.
Yeah.
It was search
Find the job you want.
search current openings or search Canadian openings. Those were the only two options.
Are
Current
the
or
Canadian
Canadian.
options not current? Is that,
They're all
what's
in
the divide
past.
here?
They don't update them very often
I
because who
see.
cares about Canada?
Right. Every option is just move. That's terrible.
Okay.
I found out something really weird the other day.
Yes.
So, this happened like a year or two ago, and we might have talked about it briefly, but you guys remember that Shippensburg was relevant for like a week because they were the first sheets
Oh,
to sell
yeah.
alcohol?
Oh, sheets
Right.
can... Okay.
I went there for the first time since then, just on a whim, because I had to. I was in Shippensburg, I just had to get gas.
Okay.
I went in that Sheets. Well, I imagine you have been in that Sheets.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten gas there?
No.
No?
I don't get gas from any place really but Turkey Hill. Because of
Okay.
the bonus card thing. we're
Oh,
talking
okay,
about,
yeah. You have the rewards card. Ooh. Look at me in my face with 10 cents off. Get it.
Yeah.
It's every gallon, by the way. That's just the first one. So I went.
Getting gas.
Buy 1 gallon.
Is that
get
where
the
you have
rest
to...
10 cents off.
Yeah.
Oh, and another reason I don't go there, because you have to prepay.
That's
gas.
sort of what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Not quite. So for the first time since the whole place got renovated for this whole alcohol deal, I went in. First off, they have a security guard there 24/7.
Okay.
So
Is this place a Stuckey's?
yeah, it is.
No, they have a beer
like-
cave.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Pretty nice.
I didn't go that far. I didn't look in that direction. I never turned my head to the right.
I didn't delve that far.
No, I walked up to the counter and walked back out, and that was it. So I went in and immediately was greeted by a security guard who's like, hey. It's like, okay, whatever. And I went up and got I said, give me $20 on pump 4. And she goes, oh, okay. And she, like, hits the thing, and I go, all right, see you later. She's like, hold on. I'm like, what? And she hands me, like a card. I'm like, I'm good, I don't need anything. And she's like, no, we're not allowed to sell gas and alcohol in the same place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
to get around it, if you go in and ask for gas, they give you a gift card that you then take out to the pump and swipe.
And that's state law. That's why no gas station can also sell alcohol.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
But
Fucking weird.
Sheets is getting ready for it because they put cold caves in all their new ones. So right
Okay.
now it just has like soda, like cases of soda.
Yeah.
The new one at Millersville has. Like,
Yeah, but that's the workaround. They can sell you a
Yep.
gift card, and then we don't know what to do with the gift card. So it's really interesting.
That is really interesting.
Yeah,
That's state
I
law,
found
but
it
Sheets is-
weird. I mean, isn't that like one of the most Amish laws
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah,
in
that's why.
existence?
That's why we still have it. It's like all these remnants of these old Presbyterian inspired. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
like they don't make sense anymore. Like
Can't buy alcohol on Sunday in certain places.
Yeah, it's
Shippensburg, you
weird.
can't. Yeah, well, unless it's the beer cave at Cheats. So it's like there's a workaround.
Right,
everywhere.
yeah, and that's pretty cool. You know, a law is starting to become.
Because it's not like
You can't-
Sundays are for watching football or anything.
Nobody wants beer during football. What the hell? You know that a law
Maybe
is
want to
starting.
drink during church.
Yeah, exactly.
Get crunk with Jesus. How about that?
There's our title. That's our title right there.
Oh,
With Jesus.
I love it so much.
Oh, that's great.
You know, Jesus turned water into wine, but then I looked at Jesus and I said, we're going to need something a little strong.
Jesus only drinks straight vodka these days.
I got you covered,
Russian
bro.
Jesus.
I love it. That's
Delicious honey
unless
whiskey,
he
Jesus,
drinks
thank you.
And then he drinks tequila.
Yeah, there you go.
But you know, law is starting to become weak when people go, I bet we could come up with like 7 workarounds around this
Yeah,
thing.
and they're all legal, and
Yep.
nobody cares.
Yep.
And the mayor of Shippensburg has no qualms whatsoever about like trying to change we're a dry county on Sundays.
I feel like
Like,
Shippensburg's mayor is a cat or something. That would make total sense.
Do you remember when the
Frank
mayor
ran
of
for
town
it.
in Alaska was
still
actually a
is.
cat?
Yeah, it still is.
It still is?
Yep.
Oh, that's
I was
awesome.
actually just reading.
Mr. Mittens is
Did
coming
they
down
re-elect
hard
him,
on
or is it
Sunday.
just
Yeah,
still the
his
same
name
term?
is like, what, Stubbs or
Stubbs
something
the
like
cat.
that? Stubbs the cat.
How long has this cat been in office?
At least 15 years.
Yeah.
Really?
The story
an
basically
old
is
cat.
that they went from like having shitty ass mayors, and they're like.
Stubbs the cat for Senate is the first thing that said.
That's great.
But basically, they're like, he doesn't raise our taxes. We don't have sales tax. He stays out of businesses. He's the best mayor we've ever had.
And a litter box in every house.
Wait, and he's also very honest.
Oh no, I crashed.
And he only drinks
Okay,
water
good.
out of wine glasses. That's all I know about
Sure,
Stubbs
alright.
the cat.
Stubbs the cat.
He comes down hard on soft money.
Let's put our...
Let's put our best paw forward.
Yeah, that's exactly what this says. Write in Stubbs the cat for U.S. Senate. Let's put our best paw forward.
And I feel like the internet would be absolutely behind that.
Oh, it's so awesome.
Let's get on that, people.
I'm reading
Well, I
this
could
article.
vote for Hillary or I could vote for Stubbs the cat.
I'm reading this article about the cat announcing, quote unquote, his campaign for Senate. Then I like this one sentence starts with, Stubbs has actually said to be mayor of Talkeetna, Alaska, which has a population of less than 1,000. What do you mean actually said to be? Like, we have communications with these people. We have discovered the cat is the mayor. What is this said to be? He's not some urban legend out there. No one's seen the cat in the last 5 years.
Well, that's the funny thing. You said
It's not Fidel Castro.
He's been there for 15 years. How do I know they didn't just Like, replace him with another cat.
Oh my God, there's a video announcing this. And he's a Democrat. He's a Democrat.
He's a Democrat. Oh, you beat me to it. Yeah.
Oh my God, I have to watch this video later.
Okay, so...
Oh, but his Facebook page mentions makes no mention of political campaign.
Well, it's not Facebook official yet, is it?
Stubbs the cat, right?
Hold on. His Facebook page makes no mention of the political campaign, and a worker at Negley's General Store told Business Insider she wasn't aware Stubbs decided to mount a Senate campaign. I love how this whole article is written like the cat is like, yeah, I'm gonna run for Senate.
Yeah, he said it. Didn't you hear him?
That's a fucking cat.
Well, in the bio I read, he's always honest.
First result on Facebook: Stubbs the cat for president.
When he says meow, he means it. I did the Bill Clinton thumb thing. But
Yeah, I saw that.
Stubbs
Nobody
has
else saw that.
managed.
that's the best.
Stubbs has managed Talkeetna, Alaska for 15 years and is the best choice for America's top executive office in 2016. Join our movement for some radical change.
Radical is the Tom's the cat. Tom thing.
Tom's in every state.
Here's the biography. The youngest being to ever hold a public office, undercat candidate.
Did you get a drink? Can you get me a drink?
There's no Coke, Pepsi?
I don't care, yeah. A soda.
Can I get a ginger ale, please?
To me, a soda is a soda.
I want sugar and water.
Well, that's pretty much what
Separately.
you're getting.
The youngest being to ever hold a public office.
Is that ginger or is that Sierra?
I don't think he cares. Just get something.
Yeah.
Can I?
Undercat can I'm reading this
Oh, yeah,
first.
go
Hold
ahead,
on.
yeah.
Undercat candidate Stubbs won the mayorship of Talkeetna, Alaska as a young kitten and has maintained the office ever since. He has infused the local economy with millions of tourist dollars with his unique charm. About me,
Probably.
I support the removal of all restrictions on catnip, all improving access to health care for domesticated animals, and a constitutional amendment banning leash laws. Favorite quotation, meow. Activities, laying around, passing laws to improve the lives of my constituents. Interests, money, food, and helping others. Favorite music, Meow Mix song, Felix the Cat theme song. Favorite movies, The Adventures of Milo and Otis and Garfield. Favorite TV shows, Garfield and Felix the Cat.
I'm surprised there was not one single cat pun in there.
That's true.
There
Somebody's slacking.
Or somebody's trying really hard.
Well, if you think about it, to be honest with you, the cat kind of has an image to maintain.
Yeah, surprisingly enough.
The whole thing can't be a joke. You know? Wow, that's incredible. I
Okay,
love that.
I want to tell my story.
I love Alaska.
Oh, you have a story?
I do.
Yeah, I interrupted it and then we all...
Yeah, and then we
Oh.
got on Stubbs the cat.
There's nothing wrong with that,
Yeah.
honestly.
Okay.
I want that cat to be in the Senate. I really fucking want that cat to be in the
I
Senate.
wonder if that's even possible.
Maybe? Isn't there like an age limit to being in
Yeah,
the
I think you
Senate?
have to be...
Yeah, it to be 35.
That's gonna be tough for a cat.
Yeah, but that's
Well,
for
wait,
humans,
is
not...
there cat ears?
Yeah.
There's dog ears.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They gotta be proportional.
Yeah. That cat. Oh my god.
That cat should run for the Supreme Court, because then he can never leave.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Okay, so...
You could still be on there even after you're dead.
yeah.
Right, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
They just wheel out the corpse with a battery attached to the back every now and then.
They have her arm rigged up only to bang a gavel. That's all it does. Once for I, twice for nay. That's it.
Clonk, clonk.
Your story.
Yeah, you got a
We'll
story?
get there. Okay, so in one of my classes, we had to present like one of these novels.
Okay.
So I went to present this one particular one.
How a cat became mayor.
It's called McTeague. It's about a really stupid dentist, but I'm gonna save you guys the details because
Okay.
you'd only want to read it unless you really actually wanted to read it. But it's a good, pretty good book as far as books are concerned,
All right.
especially during those times. But anyway, so I had to do a lot of background research to teach this properly. And one of the articles I found was about how the two main characters, McTeague and Marcus, there's a scene in the book where they're at a bar, and just out of nowhere, they're playing pool, and then Marcus picks up a cue ball and it sticks in his mouth. And he goes, "Hey, McTeague, see if you can fit this in your mouth." And so he does, and he chokes on it, and like Marcus slams him in the back, and it comes out, And so
That doesn't sound right.
this particular article made the argument that that scene is symbolizing the homosexual agenda.
Of course.
So I was like, okay, this is a scholarly article in a journal, and you're talking about that.
Yeah.
It was a little weird. But then I mentioned that during this class, and there is a girl in that class who is very much within the realms of Tumblr. A little more than Erica, even. I would even venture to say she's even more Tumblr-y than Erica is.
See, I don't think Erica's all...
She's not really that bad.
Yeah.
She's not really that bad at it, honestly.
Yeah, she's not Tumblr-y, she's just...
She doesn't blame the white man for all the problems yet. So she's not a proper Tumblr feminist.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Right.
But no, this woman is definitely one of those.
Okay.
So I was
Sorry to interrupt. What major is this class for?
English.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mentioned this article, and she's like, "Well, you can't spell subtext without butt sex," and everybody goes,
Yeah, you can. There's no
What?
X and...
"What?"
What was your defense there?
It works.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Subtext.
Somebody anagram that.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had
and-
to make sure for
So
myself.
everybody just like speechless at this point, and like the professor, who's probably in her 60s, she's like 5'1", this tiny little woman. She just goes, like, has this scrunched up face, like, what? And everybody,
She just wanted an excuse to say that somewhere.
absolutely. So
Yeah.
that became
Now I want the excuse to say that somewhere.
I've done, yeah.
I was saying it worked
I
today,
can't hear
like-
the word subtext the same way anymore.
Yeah.
And so that became an inside joke in the two novels after that. The last day of class,
Yeah.
we were talking about a different novel that somebody else was presenting, and she's like, and there's this one part where the man wanted to say this one word to the woman, but he never got to because she died, etc., etc.
Subtext.
Yeah, and and she goes, does anybody want to guess what that word was? And another guy's like, do we really have to guess what that is? And then another guy still was like, subtext? And everybody just loses it.
Ah, that's awesome.
So now,
So she's the laughingstock now.
yep,
Good.
just about. But
That's how it should be.
she said, you guys are never going to be able to see subtext the same way again. You can thank me for it. I'm like, no.
She absolutely wanted to say that just to say that.
Wow, you
Absolutely.
really rock my world, lady. You know how many times I encounter subtext on a daily basis?
I'd much rather get crunk with Jesus than think about subtext.
Oh, man. So I have one more topic that I want to bring up.
Okay.
So I'm looking for opinions all around the room here when I get to the
Okay.
thing here. So apparently there is now a video game Hall of Fame.
Okay.
I don't remember where it was built. It's an actual
Build on the
place.
internet. Oh, okay.
It's an actual place, and they're doing their first initiations into this place. Now they took it down to 15 games, but they haven't said how many they're actually voting in. So I'm going to read the list.
You could vote in 100 right now.
Well, they've, already narrowed it down to these 15. I'm going to read the list, and I want to hear the top 3 out of everybody around the room here.
All
All right? So
Okay.
everybody pay attention. These are some of the most popular, the most influential, things like that. It's not just, it's a good game. It's all these different
Bubsy
criteria.
3D.
Exactly. So the list is Angry Birds, Doom, FIFA, for some reason.
What?
I know, right? The Legend of Zelda, Minecraft, Oregon Trail, Pac-Man, Pokemans, Pong, The Sims, Sonic the Hedgehog, Space Invaders, Super Mario Brothers, Tetris, World of Warcraft.
I played 4 of those.
Yeah.
Well,
Now-
you don't have to play all of them.
Yeah,
You got to know what they are.
Yeah.
So, are these
I know
the
what
first
for.
titles of these games? When we hear
Yes.
Legend of Zelda, we're talking the original one?
I believe so, yes.
I'm gonna go Bubsy, Bubsy 2, and Bubsy 3D.
All right.
Master list right there. Top tier.
Doom, Zelda, and, probably,
Oh, Mario.
yeah, you
I
have
would-
to.
I'm
You
going
have to have Mario in there.
I'm
Kinda.
going to go with Super Mario Brothers, Pac-Man, and Pong.
Okay.
Because I feel like those are the most
I've
iconic.
only really ever had experience
Oh
with.
my god.
But you know what
Pac-Man.
most of them are, though.
Yeah.
Not really.
What?
I know the basics.
Do you know Angry Birds?
Yes.
Do you know Doom?
No.
Okay. Do you know FIFA?
I know of it.
Okay, that counts. Do you know Zelda?
No.
Why is FIFA?
What?
Why is
Oh,
FIFA
fuck.
there?
I know.
Like if they're
It's
if
not
they're
gonna get in.
if they're
Not
if
fucking
they're, if they're
gonna
gonna talk about like
Well, it is a very...
great multiplayer sports games, why wouldn't they just go with like the genre
Yeah.
that kept EA Sports in business for all
Yeah.
that time?
Yeah. You know Minecraft.
I think so.
Oh God. Oregon Trail. Oh. I see a Let's Play in our future.
Maybe.
Amber plays Oregon Trail.
Hope she doesn't get tetanus.
Or dysentery.
Dysentery. Pac-Man.
Yes.
Pokemon.
Yes.
Pong.
Oh.
What the? What
Pong
rock
is
do
like
you
the
live
first,
under?
the first video
Ever.
game ever.
Actually, can I?
The Sims.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog?
You look like a no. Okay. Space Invaders. That's interesting. Super Mario Brothers. That's like the one.
No.
Yeah.
That's just Tetris
Yes.
and World of Warcraft.
I'm gonna go back and amend my list, and I hate to say
Okay.
this because I love the series, but
Yeah.
I would rather take Zelda off and put Pokemon in if I can only pick 3.
Oh yeah.
Because
I wouldn't pick Pokemon because I don't feel like it's the most iconic out of the list.
I agree.
you weren't.
I agree. No, I agree.
You're a little younger than I am, but if you were a few years closer to my age, you would see
You mean me?
Yeah.
And I disagree with you.
the fandom that exploded for that.
Oh,
That
know.
in and of
It
itself.
was an explosion.
I do know about the fandom, but I don't
Yeah.
think that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about...
Yeah.
What we're talking about influential game. That's
I could see
a way of
Pokemon.
influence.
I could see Pokemon getting in next year.
I could see
The reason
it
I
as a
picked
solid
Doom- the-
fifth place.
The reason
Yeah,
I
something
picked
like that.
the reason I picked Doom is because
It was
it was
FPS
the
with
first
stars.
FPS.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
And that's what every fucking game is now.
Doom is where you shoot demons on Mars.
Yeah. What's your list? What do you got?
See, it's hard to choose because, like, obviously.
Oh my god, it is very hard to choose.
Obviously, Super Mario Brothers very influential.
Yes.
All like Zelda had
Yeah.
a bunch of like puzzles and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So, and I honestly, as much as Tetris is such a big thing,
Yeah.
it never really changes. Like, it doesn't improve upon itself. I mean, you've tried. People
Does it-
tried
like,
to
does
improve
it
upon
need
Tetris,
to?
but
Does
it's
it?
just
It maybe it
It's
has.
the perfect
It has
travel
the
video
formula
game to
right.
play.
It got it right the first time.
Yeah, that was the magic behind that.
Yeah.
It's the perfect game to play
On
on,
the
a road
toilet.
trip.
Yeah.
My mom tried to invent a way to play Tetris without, like on paper.
Yeah, how'd that work
Okay.
out?
That sounds like something your mom
It
would
was
do.
literally just her drawing.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like,
I used to
All
play
right.
a game.
Da-da-da-da.
Yeah, she
All right,
hums the whole time.
straight piece. Where do you want to go? All right, S piece. Where do you want? No, I mean Z piece. Z.
But then you
Wait, no, S piece.
The hardest part was then you had to erase a line and then draw everything one space down.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the worst. I used to play a game with a friend of mine. We called it What Kills What,
Okay.
and it was a piece of paper, and somebody drew something on this piece of paper, and then you passed the pencil over to the next person, and they had to draw something that kills your something, and you pass it back, and you had to draw something that killed that something.
Interesting.
Now, what made the game end was that every time something died, you ripped that drawing out of the paper, and whoever's the last person to put something on won.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
so
it was actually pretty cool.
What's your list?
I'm trying to. I've narrowed it down to 10, and I'm trying to get it even lower.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't-
it wasn't much of a contest for me. I picked those pretty easily.
Yeah, I don't know.
which
I'm
five
trying
did you
to
knock out right away?
There are some that
FIFA.
there are a few that I
Yeah.
want to have as a write-in vote on that almost.
Why? Which ones?
Zumbinis.
I would say
Zumbinis is the best
There
game
you
ever.
go.
Super Mario 64.
But Super
No,
Mario
not over-
64
not over
isn't.
Super Mario Brothers. No.
Super
Really?
Mario
You don't think
64 is
The first
sad.
3D game ever.
Well,
It
the
wasn't,
first.
except it wasn't. That.
It was. It
It
was.
was huge, but
Yeah.
not on top. Yeah, I wouldn't put it top 3.
It's like Minecraft though. Like Minecraft was an amazing sort of influential commercial success and all that.
Yeah.
But it's like apart from the fact that it has an extremely simple concept that just took off, it's not really anything really different.
It's not much of a
unique
game.
It's
as
it's
an
Legos
area.
on
it's
a computer.
yeah.
Computer Legos. That's about right.
That's why I don't think Angry Birds should even be included either. It's an app.
No,
It's
yeah.
not a game.
Well,
Unless we're concluding like Bejeweled now.
Bejeweled is terrible.
that would make
I just-
it. That would make it on that list in a couple years.
I've just remembered something that I need to talk about.
Okay.
If you know anyone even that has a Windows phone, look at the games market on the Windows phone. It is the most bootleg shit you will ever see. There's this one obviously Chinese producer that will make games with like titles like SpongeBob Super Epic Mario Brothers Temple Run bullshit, something like that. And there's like 50 of these games, and they're all exactly the same, just
Yeah.
like different titles.
Oh yeah, one of those deals where
I don't even get to the point where like I'll see advertisements. It's play the original Super Mario or Sonic on your Android phone. It's like, or
I could just play the fucking game.
I could just play it on my computer with it hooked up to my nice big TV
Yeah.
and actually see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know?
Not using touch controls.
Mm-hmm.
That's obnoxious.
Yeah, touch controls to jump. That's not going to get bad or too complicated ever, would it?
Narrowed my list down to 5.
All right.
I have Dooms. Dooms.
Dooms.
All of them. I have foot dive. I have Doom, The Sims, Super Mario Brothers, Tetris, and World of Warcraft.
Really?
Yeah.
I would agree to that list.
I could
Yeah.
put World of Warcraft in there.
Yeah. I mean, it's really hard. I'm having a harder time coming up with a reason to exclude it.
They really need to have categories. How about that? Instead
Yeah,
of,
maybe.
like,
I don't know. These are just
Let's
like
say
That's
Then
that's
if you're
like
not-
that's like making a Hall of Fame for best movie. Period.
yeah.
You have over 100
Well, they have,
years of movies
they have, like, they have,
of all categories.
they do have one that's extremely difficult, like the Library of Congress film collection, where it's like the Big Lebowski and Rosemary's Baby were just added this year. And, like, the original Star Wars, like, it's, like, damn near impossible to get in unless your movie is, like, a seminal piece of work of the American landscape, you know? But for this, it's like, what are the qualifiers? Can it be... It's very vague.
there were qualifiers. I didn't write them down because I didn't.
That's fine. I mean...
I
FIFA?
I know. I don't get it. But
What's
I,
not
I,
bad
I,
at
just, I just took it to 3.
Yeah.
My list is Mario, Tetris, and World of Warcraft.
That's alright.
All right. Okay.
I think
that was a hard narrow down, honestly.
I think every pick that everyone made actually is pretty good.
They're all incredibly legitimate.
There are
and that's
some.
what
There are
made this
some.
so difficult.
There are a couple lame ducks in there. Though.
Oh my god, there's like 3 really bad ones.
So if they do a top 10, there'll just be a few that
If
gets
they
the
do 10,
bump.
that would be cool. They didn't say how many they were actually getting in.
They're gonna do, and then they'll just bump a few to next year, and then
We're
they
gonna-
can put in like super obscure fan beloved, like Earthbound or something. Again,
That'll get in.
What
Yeah.
is it with Earthbound that people like so much?
it's a
I found
bright.
it boring.
It's a brightly colored, like kind of upbeat but crazy RPG. That's the only way I can describe it.
I think what makes it so good is the dichotomy of it being completely upbeat and awesome.
and at the same time, it has
so
the most
happy, but it's
dark
thing.
thing.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
It's-
never
it's
played
actually
it.
a very
I know
dark
next to
game.
nothing about it.
I played it like
Look at-
halfway through and just eventually got bored.
You
with
can
it.
check out
Played it.
Matt Pat's theory on it. Actually, explains it pretty well.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's in its own video or not. It's an earlier one though.
All I know is you got Ness and you got Pig Aliens.
Yeah.
And that's about
Right.
it.
PK Thunder. Thank you,
You're gonna
Smash.
say a thing.
I was in a Smash tournament the other day. Again, the second time.
There's
64?
a game that
Yeah.
I think we should play. It's on paper. It's not like a video game, but it made me your draw what kills what thing. It's you sit in a circle. Y'all have your own paper. Y'all have your own pen, or whatever you want to draw with, and you write a sentence. It can be the most obscure sentence, but it has to be something that you can visually draw. And then you hand it to the next person. So you all rotate one, and then the next person draws that sentence. And then you fold the paper so you can't see the sentence, and then you pass it, and the next person has to write the sentence that goes with that drawing.
Oh, that's cool.
And then you fold the drawing, and the next person writes that sentence until the entire page is full, and then you just like open it up and see the pure nonsense.
I think we call this Seth Bling's building game.
Nobody
The
knows
first-
what that is.
Nope.
It's it's basically exactly that, except using Minecraft.
It's like Minecraft Pictionary.
Yeah, it's exactly that. Like, you've got, it's an arena.
We can call it circular Pictionary.
It's 3 rounds, 7 people. You've got just a room where you build whatever, like, at the beginning, you write down your word in an anvil on a piece of paper, and you put that in there, and then it's randomized. And then you just build...
To shove drawings in an anvil.
Yeah.
Good.
You build whatever, to the best of your ability, what it says on the paper, and then next round, you guess what they built. And then whatever they wrote on your guess in that piece of paper, that's what the next people build, is that piece of paper that you guessed that you thought it was.
Alright.
Interesting.
It seems like in your game, the first person has to be like the most evil genius of all time.
I was beaten quite well once. I forget what... Like, the fact that it's just something that kills something else seems pretty cool, but it gets, like, really big really fast. And you have to really start thinking about what kind of crazy stuff can kill something fucking crazy.
I'm guessing it's like...
So, like, second drawing is Galactus.
Right. I mean,
you
could
mean
do something like
Galacticus.
that. Yeah, Galacticus. I mean, you could... you could do something like that, but there's plenty of stuff that can beat that, and then it sometimes can work itself back into small things again, which is really interesting. But one time I was beaten by the fact that I put poison gas on the entire page, and been like, if I can beat that. And he's like, how about a lighter? And he blew up the whole page and won immediately. There was like half of the fucking page still left.
Interesting. So I'm guessing it goes...
Ebola.
It goes through like... It goes through like Story War rules, where people dispute.
It has,
like,
it
if
has
there's
to be,
something, if there's something bullshit, like everybody calls it out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it has to be kind of generally agreed upon. Like, okay, that's good. Yeah, but between all the players. But,
Story War.
Just keep a third person. That was a fun game. Just keep a third person there as like the bullshit referee.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, the only legitimately fun game of Story War that I've had is the first time we all played it was at Matt's house.
It was also Matt.
I remember arguing with like, what is it, like why a phoenix wouldn't kill my one person?
Something like that.
There was a thing where like I was the Rat King and I argued with Rowles for like half an hour.
It was ridiculous.
That game got a lot of fun.
You got to like bring out your inner bullshit politician.
Yeah, exactly. I would love to see politicians play that game.
I can neither confirm nor deny that this is one.
Oh, well, I'm the Rat King, and I beat you.
I'm the Rat King.
I did not have sexual relations with that Rat King.
You gotta know.
Certainly hope not.
You gotta know my shovel can beat a Rat King.
Just hit him in the head with a shovel.
Now I have a question based on what Joey just said.
I almost made Rowles spit take for the second time out of 2 on a podcast. That could have been 2 for 2.
I know what this question is. Go on.
That's the title of the episode. Let's hit it in the head with a shovel.
So I'm assuming y'all were normal human beings and used LimeWire when you were younger.
Correct.
Okay. So did you ever get like a song or like a file that you like it was labeled as?
It was totally something different.
But it was always the same thing.
Druid Sandstorm?
Always,
I wouldn't even be mad.
No.
it was always an audio clip, and it said the same thing. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That did happen.
I did, however, go to AfriClub.com.
I
I
never
did get
experienced that.
The only thing that was
I
worse
must have
than
been
that.
really, really careful with that, I guess.
The only thing that was worse than that was when you would download a song.
Skips.
And it was porn.
And it would cut off like 20 seconds short.
I had the...
Fuck you.
Yeah,
I have people that uploaded CDs that had like skips in it.
Yeah.
So you're listening to it, and here's the thing on MP3 players, at least modern ones, they don't really like to register the skips, so like the song could break down in the middle of it, and just go to the next title.
I've had experiences though where I've gotten ones that don't cut off prematurely, but start another song entirely.
Yeah, I have a
That's
few like
interesting.
Yeah.
Never gonna give you up.
Like, it's really annoying, like, when you try to get YouTube videos and convert them to sound and download those, but they have a credit sequence where it's a different song.
Yeah.
What I do is I just go into, I can go into iTunes, and there's a option when you right click. It's like, I don't remember what it's fucking called, but under whatever menu it is, there's one that says cutoff time here, and it'll move on to the next song after a certain point. So just type in that time.
Yeah, I think it's
You're
you
good.
just go to edit and then there's like a tab at the top.
Or you just
Yeah, something like that.
Audacity.
Yeah. It might be like song preferences or some shit.
Speaking about downloading
Get
things,
info.
off YouTube. When I worked at the college at the over the summer at the like the Memorial Auditorium, I would like help do a lot of shows there.
Yeah.
There are these people who we would all have headsets on. We'd be talking. I'd be working the lights, and this guy would be working the sound and stuff. And we'd try to sync up things as best as possible.
Yeah.
The guy working the sound, he was like our official tech guy. And he said to me as an aside over the headset, he's like, I swear these people download everything off of YouTube. I've had to boost so much gain into these fucking songs and the sound right.
There's nothing but downloading off of YouTube from a good source.
No, but they'll have that shitty part in the beginning where like it's just text, mirror text scrolling over the back.
Oh, yeah.
10 seconds of silence.
Way to use Windows Movie Maker.
That's
Fact.
absolutely
I will always now think of, what did we call JFK? What did we call that?
You mean JRK?
JRK? What did we call that idiot? The non-rapper from the Thought Lot?
Who
Oh,
wore
Chaos.
cowboy boots.
Yeah, but we called him something. He was something.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. I always loved the fact
Something
that...
fell.
Something fell. Doesn't matter. I always loved the fact that all his music was clearly taken from like YouTube or some shit, but he wasn't tech savvy enough to actually.
We're gonna have there's about 20 seconds here, so I'm just gonna tell you how I feel about this song.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that he wasn't tech savvy enough to like download the file. He would just fucking play it off
Give
his
it on the
laptop and
phone,
hold it-
yeah.
He would hold his phone up to the computer to record it, and it
But
would
he had a
just,
flip phone.
oh my god, it was he did.
Ah,
He
there we
absolutely
go.
did. Yeah, he was the worst person I've ever met.
But yeah, back to LimeWire real quick.
Yeah.
I also, I
I
also
miss downloading
experienced
stuff like
things where you would get a song and it would be like slowed down. You ever had that?
No, I don't believe I did.
One in particular I remember was "Coming Undone" by Korn, and you know that song is
Coming undone.
yeah, but it was like
Coming undone today.
Ready, Alvin?
Bing Crosby sings score.
That would be amazing.
I love the concept of that.
And also, there was one that really freaked me out the first time I heard it. It was "Rescue Me" by Buck Cherry, but it slowed down halfway through the song, and then it slowly sped back up. It was bizarre.
Did it like? Did
Somebody
your
was a
screen?
genius.
Did your screen turn into like the still frame from that movie, The Ring, while it was slowing down?
It was like, I don't even remember how the song goes anymore, but it was like, and then it slowly got faster. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Somebody was a genius.
That's going in sounds, that thing that I just said.
Now I
Mad
just
scientist
download
who
things
concocted
through.
that.
Now I just download things through Pirate Bay, and
There you go.
if they're upvoted, oh, there's 196 people who upvoted this person. They're probably not giving bullshit.
I just do,
Don't forget, kids, remember to seed.
I just do
Yeah.
YouTube to MP3.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's just a single song I want, yeah.
And there's a video downloader I discovered online that's really very, very good
Okay.
also.
I really should put the music that I listen to onto my phone, but I feel like that would take a very, very long time.
Probably.
Because I have, on YouTube, a playlist of 700 plus songs that are all fingerstyle guitar music. And I just listen to it whenever I'm doing anything.
Okay, that's cool.
But
Rowles, how many songs do you have on your iTunes?
On my iTunes or on my iPod?
Either.
iTunes is a lot more, but iPod's like 1,100 right now.
I once dated a girl who had something like 4,500 songs.
Why?
That's exactly.
A lot of for
lot
us,
of
a lot
shit
of
is
it's
in
like
there.
a lot of it's like video game soundtracks
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
So a lot of it's
That's
like
more, excuse me.
there's 27 tracks of sound effects or something, you know, that you can play around.
So, again, I want to ask you, why? When are you going to be like, you know what I could listen to right now? Hadouken! Like, it would be music to my ears.
I put it in. I was honest.
Then you
the
gotta
way I
search
keep
for it.
Is for like mix it with a track and put it in a video or something.
Yes, maybe.
That's
A lot of my
I get rid of
iTunes-
that stuff when I'm done using it.
See, I never get rid of stuff
Except that
because
duck sound. I love that duck sound.
I'm one of those hoarders who's like, what if I need this at one point?
Yeah. I'm doing that with video effects because there's a website that I like, but you can only download like 2-3 things a day. So I'm saving anything I download from there.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
But like, I downloaded a bunch because when I was younger, people would ask me to make CDs for them, and then they pay for them.
Yeah.
And then like,
Well, that's worth it then. You had a reason to.
Yeah, well, now I don't, and I still have them.
Oh,
I don't even use iTunes anymore because I
Really?
have an
Yeah, I
Android
don't.
phone.
Oh.
I still have an iPod. It's been under my bed. I know exactly what it is. It's been under my bed since August.
Okay.
And
since August.
since August, and it's obviously dead because I haven't, touched it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't really plan on using it again. I should sell it. That would be a good idea.
Yeah, probably.
My phone-
Yeah, I lost an iPod in my car for like 2 years, and then I just found it one day. It
That's
was
what happens.
it was a long and skinny thing, and it had fallen in just so perfectly
Like Tetris.
between the seat and like the seat belt buckle,
Wow,
but it was
okay.
upside down, so that the
You couldn't
the
even really tell it
USB
was
port
there.
looked like it was maybe just a part of the belt buckle. So for 2 years,
Wow.
I never saw this thing. And one day, I looked down like a little harder and went, "Oh fuck, there's that thing!" Shit.
My phone right now says recently added 900 songs.
Jesus.
That might be all the songs that are on it, though.
Okay,
Like, so.
I don't know.
Yeah, the girl with the 4,500 songs had a lot of garbage on there. I recently learned at that time, I guess that wasn't recently, but I learned at that time about a song called The ABCs of Kinky Sex. I heard it once and I will never hear it again because it was weird.
I prefer FYI. I want F your A.
Yeah, it's a good song.
There was a
Their road trip song is awesome, by the way.
It is.
I listened to that before the video came out? Did I?
Yeah, I did too.
Did I share with you that concert that they did?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
There's a thing, I saw this on 4chan. Preface it by
course you
saying
did.
that.
Right.
There was a thing.
So I'm listening with awkward ears.
There was a thing that was
Fucking
shared
racist ears.
on B where someone said, I'm at my friend's house. The only song in his iTunes is Linkin Park in the end. And he took a picture of it had 45,000 plays. And it says iTunes library. It's just the one song. And everyone's like, what is this? The guy said, he says, I don't know, guys. I just really like the song, I guess.
You should have responded with, it doesn't even matter how hard you try.
That song used to be good. Then I grew up.
I imagine this guy just has like nothing but walls filled with razor blades and shit.
Linkin Park is one of those bands you listen to when you're 13.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Right, yeah.
There was a band.
As soon as you turn 14, you're like, yeah, this is shit.
There was a band at the Thought Lot that played a Taking Back Sunday song, and I was like, "Wow, this takes me back to middle.
Sunday.
This takes me back to late 5th grade. This is awesome.
Specifically late 5th grade.
Let's yell about how our feelings hurt."
You just described an era of music.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just described Wes Williams. I cut myself from field. I don't care how
Look at the
depressing
dog.
that
Look at the
sounds.
sad dog.
Just the way he said it was hilarious.
Oh my god, it was perfect. Was it Droopy Dog? They cut myself, you feel.
It's terrible.
Rowles, you need to listen to us more. You would catch up on all of these hilarious moments.
Yeah.
I'll subscribe to it. I have about 12 other podcasts too.
You need to tell me about these 12 other podcasts because
Yeah.
I need to something to listen to for 8 hours a day.
I've upgraded to one more podcast I listen to weekly.
Oh, yeah.
Adam
Drunken
Carolla-
Peasants.
Adam Carolla, Drunken
I
Peasants.
should probably do that.
Penn Jillette Sunday School is really interesting. Yeah, the NFL podcast I listen to with Dave Damashek's pretty good.
His name sounds like a swear word. Dave Damashek.
Jim Florentine's Comedy Metal Midgets, where this week's episode is Awful Facebook Post Part 10.
Oh god.
Just keep it going.
Oh, I love that.
He's like me and Keith Paradise fused our bitterness
Yeah,
into
he
one
is.
perfect
He is.
being.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely
Keith
is.
Paradise is one of my favorite people ever.
I know, right? I keep asking him to be on the podcast, but he keeps being busy.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder about
Something
his
about
busyness.
college football, right?
Maybe, I don't know.
He's busy sitting at home in his recliner drinking a honey brown beer.
Eating Cocoa
That's what I'd be
He's
doing.
drinking brisk.
He would. I can totally imagine Keith Paradise to drink brisk.
Oh,
Brisk, nothing but brisk.
His
Tons
fridge,
of brisk.
his fridge is just loaded with
It's
brisk.
just a keg of brisk.
Yeah.
It's been
He's got
aged.
those on tap, yeah.
Brisk.
Yeah, he's
So,
got Sunny D.
Was brisk
Capri
like those
Sun.
commercials with like the skeleton wearing boots, and like he would drink a brisk, and he would turn into a snowman.
I remember
think
the
so.
opposite. There was a Campbell's soup commercial
Where the, kid,
snowman would
where the
become a
snowman
kid.
turned into a kid?
Well,
yeah.
no, see that was
That was
charming.
magic.
That was
That was
charming.
charming.
See,
This-
Billy, that's where
these
kids
commercials-
come from. Snowmen drink Campbell's.
These commercials were terrifying. It would start like it was always it looked like a hot summer day, and there's a skeleton wearing boots, and he's got this like evil grin on his face, and he like punches a vending machine, gets a brisk.
Yeah, I know what you're
That's
talking
And he
about.
turns into
Yeah.
a snowman.
You are absolutely
what
correct.
the fuck?
I was
That
talking
was
to him
brisk.
about one on the way here, actually, where it's like a very Rocky Balboa-esque boxer, and it's claymation. He's in the boxing ring, and he's like, "Oh, I need something." And he's like, "Here, kid," and he pops a brisk and has him drink it. And then he's like, gets back and he's ready to fight. I was like, "What corner man is giving their guy a brisk?" And can I be in this?
No, you're not
boxing
supposed to drink it.
league? Put it on your eye.
You're supposed to brisk it.
Ah,
Okay.
briskets.
Now
They're
that we're full
delicious.
circle, I think we're about done.
I believe it is about that time. Yes. And I crashed once in the middle here for like 10 seconds
Okay.
before I caught it. So when we say our goodbyes, don't stop your recording, and we'll clap again so you have a second sinking point.
No, I have multiple sinking points. Don't worry about
Do
it.
you?
Yeah,
Oh.
because I have to.
Oh, I guess so, yeah. Alright, well, fuck me then.
Yeah,
Alright, whatever.
Don't worry about it. I'll figure it out.
Blunt that out.
Yeah, edit this
Yeah.
out. Barry, edit it out.
Grinder
Kevin.
edited that out.
Kevin.
Cranberry.
What was the other guy? Jerry.
Edit
What's the other
it
guy's
out.
name? Larry.
Larry, who
Larry,
only
edit
types
that.
in red Comic Sans.
With the green drop shadow or some shit.
That's a terrible color combination.
Okay, so
It's cool.
on behalf of everyone here at GroupCast,
Oh my god, I had so much fun, guys. Did you have fun, guys? I had fun, guys.
Yeah.
Mushrooms. Fun, guys.
say goodnight, everybody.
See you later.
Good
Good
night,
night.
everybody.
Oh, I said the wrong thing.
Good
Fuck.
night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.